Leadership is hard, period. No sugarcoating it. If you're leading a church, you're running a business, or managing a team, you know exactly what I mean. The unexpected problems, the tough decisions, the constant weight of responsibility, it never stops. But here's the thing, great leaders are not born, they're built. And after 25 years of leading teams and growing organizations and making plenty of mistakes along the way, I've learned a few things. So today, I want to share 10 leadership lessons that every growing leader needs to remember. So let's jump in. Hey, Tyler Smith here, co-founder and CEO of Texan Church. And look, leading a church is no small task. It demands vision and dedication and the ability to inspire and manage a vibrant community. And that's why I'm sharing some essential leadership skills that every church leader and communicator needs. So from strategic planning to inspiring your team, my tips, my strategies, they're tailored to help you lead with confidence and to make an impact. And you'll be equipped to guide your church effectively, making every connection with your guests and your members feel meaningful and transformative. Lesson number 1 is lead with integrity. Look, trust is everything. Whether you're leading a business or a church, people need to know you're honest and you're transparent. And this is true even when it's tough. Tell the truth. Even when it's inconvenient, do the right thing. Look, people don't expect perfection, but they do expect consistency. A leader who follows through on commitments, takes responsibility for mistakes, and leads with honesty creates an environment where trust thrives. And in ministry, trust is the foundation of everything. And lesson number 2, empower others. One of the biggest mistakes I've made early in my career was trying to do everything myself. I thought I was protecting my business, but really, I was holding my team back. You know, the same thing happens in ministry. When you try to do it all yourself, you limit the potential of those around you. Empowering others means delegating responsibility and then trusting your team to lead. It means allowing volunteers and staff to take ownership of their work. And when you empower people, they don't just get things done. Here's the thing, they grow into better leaders themselves. And in the long run, stronger leaders means a stronger organization. And lesson number 3, embrace humility. Look, great leaders listen more than they talk. They seek feedback, they admit when they're wrong, and they never stop learning. One of the greatest signs of a strong leader for me is the willingness to say, look, I don't have all the answers, but let's figure it out together. Pride pushes people away, but humility, it draws people near. And a leader who's open to feedback and willing to adjust and eager to learn, it creates a culture where others feel safe to share, to take risks, and to contribute. And when leaders embrace humility, that's when the entire team gets better. And lesson number 4, for me is stay grounded in prayer. Ministry is a spiritual battle, and church leadership can be exhausting. But prayer, it isn't just a discipline, it's a lifeline. And the busier you get, the easier it is to let prayer slide. But that's actually when you need it the most. When prayer is an afterthought, you carry this weight that you were never meant to bear alone. So staying grounded in prayer, it keeps your heart aligned with your mission and your leadership rooted in faith. And so lesson number 5 was focus on people, not tasks. Leadership often feels like a never-ending to-do list. There's sermons to write, there's emails to send, there's budgets to manage, there's events to plan. But look, ministry and business, it's not about executing tasks. It's about building relationships. And people are the reason that our work matters. So if all your time is spent in meetings and emails and planning, you might be missing what's most important, connecting with the people that you're called to serve. And lesson number 6, learn to delegate. Look, burnout doesn't come from working too hard. It comes from working too hard alone. Leaders who struggle with delegation, they often feel like it's just easier for me to do it myself. But when you don't delegate, you not only limit your own capacity, you limit the growth of those around you. That's what leadership is. Delegation, it's not about offloading work. It's about developing leaders. It's about trusting others to step up and to grow. And the more you delegate, the more you free yourself to focus on what only you can do. And then the more that you empower others, the stronger that your whole team becomes. And then your entire organization as well. Leadership lesson number 7 that I've learned is lead by example. Your team will mirror your behaviors. And so if you want a culture of generosity, be generous. If you want a team that's punctual, show up on time. If you want a church that welcomes newcomers, be the first to introduce yourself to a guest. People watch and they see what you do and what you say, and the way you treat people, the way you handle stress, the way you navigate challenges. Those set the tone for everyone around you. Leadership isn't about telling people what to do. It's about showing them how to do it. And leadership lesson number 8 is adapt to change. One of my favorite sayings is that all decisions are final until the next decision is made. The world is constantly changing, and as a leader, you have to stay flexible. Holding on to our outdated strategies just because they have worked in the past, that can stunt growth. So we have to be willing to adjust. We have to be open to new ideas, be adaptable. And the most effective leaders, they aren't the ones who resist change. No, they're the ones who navigate it well. And so that leads me to lesson 9, celebrate wins. Look, I am naturally wired to move on to the next goal without stopping to celebrate. But here's what I've learned. I've learned that if you don't pause to acknowledge progress, you rob your whole team of the motivation that comes from seeing their hard work pay off. So here at Texan Church, we start every Monday morning meeting with celebrating wins, big or small. Whether it's a new milestone, a breakthrough moment, or just a job well done, we take the time to recognize progress. And in ministry, the same principles apply. When someone makes a first-time visit, when a volunteer steps up, when a baptism happens, celebrate those moments. Recognize that progress fuels momentum, and momentum fuels growth. And the last lesson, number 10, is to stay true to your vision. Look, distractions will come, critics will speak, and opportunities, they're gonna pull you in tons of different directions. But as a leader, your job is to stay anchored in your vision. Every decision, big or small, those have to align with your mission. And the best leaders, they don't chase trends. They build legacies. They stay focused on why they started in the first place. And the most effective churches, they aren't the ones trying to be everything to everyone. They're the ones that know exactly who they are and what they value and where they're going. And so here's what I've learned. Leadership is a journey. You don't have to master everything overnight, but if you commit to growing just a little bit each day, leading with integrity, empowering others, staying humble, keeping your eyes on the mission, you're gonna build something that lasts. And hey, if you're looking for other simple, effective ways to communicate better and to engage with your organization, check out our free Ultimate Guest Follow-Up Plan. It's a proven strategy to help your first-time guests turn into lifelong church members.